Joe Flacco had a long answer when asked about mentoring Shador and Dylan Gabriel. It's a good question to bait somebody into answering, and no matter how they answer it, it kind of looks like the guy's answer to look bad. If I say I don't want to be a mentor, I look bad. If I say I don't want to, if I say I do want to mentor, then I look like an idiot that doesn't care about being good at playing football. So one of those questions that no matter what I say, you guys can write what you want to write about it. And there's a lot of questions like that. That's why I end up having to try to avoid them. I tend to try to be honest. And I've said, I'm not a mentor. I play football. I have a lot of experience that I can talk on things and hopefully they listen. But it's not necessarily my job to make sure they listen to me. Hopefully you have a really good relationship with the guys that they're in the room and you naturally want to do that. Ocho, what do you make of what Joe Flacco is saying?
And that man is not there to be no goddamn mentor, man. These dudes behind me trying to take food off my plate. They trying to take money out my pocket. They here to take my goddamn job. What are we talking about? I mean, I don't know why we even asked that question. No, I'm not mentoring shit. I'm trying to keep my job as long as I can. What are we talking about? Let's be real. Let's be real.
Selfish ass Ocho.
Yeah, no, I ain't about being selfish, man. It's the NFL, man. We here to make money. And you sitting behind me and me trying to mentor you, why the hell am I allow you to take food off my plate? That's what you're here for. You here to take my job. That's what it is. This is the business. I'm here to mentor you. You get your own shit together. We ain't in college no more.
He's absolutely right. If you say I don't want to mentor, look, that's got to be natural. It's just like you going on a job, Ocho, and some guy takes you under their wing and says, "A young fella, hey, let me hip you to the game. Let me tell you how I was able to stay here 25 years. Let me tell you how I was able to stay here 30 years." That's a choice that he or she makes that says, you know what? I see something in this young man, this young woman that I want to partake in them, and hopefully it's beneficial. But you're absolutely right. They're under no obligation. I was the opposite. Young guys come in, I'm gonna try to, make sure you study. I would quiz them. Okay, this right here. What do you ask me a question. Why did I run the route like this? Why did I do it like that? X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay, I'm asking you, okay, did you not see that safety down? The safety down told you the guy was coming. Mm-hmm. So why else would he be down? If he's in coverage, why would he be down here like this unless somebody's covering and he got to cover you because he knows you're going to be the hot receiver?
Right.
So it's little things like that. But I agree with you 1,000%, Ocho. It's not someone's job to mentor you. Because, you get that on a lot of jobs. They bring somebody else in, hey, teach them the ropes and, teach them how to do this.
Yeah. What? This is the NFL. The people sitting behind you that they tell you to teach are there to take your job. I mean, come on, man. This is a business.
They absolutely are.
You make millions of dollars and you understand every time someone is drafted, every time somebody is born in that room, it's to take your damn job.
Yep.
So Joe Flacco is what? How old is Joe now?
Joe got to be damn near 40. Because he's 16 seasons in the league. He had to come in. I don't think he came out early.
Okay.
Well, so put it like this. He at least 38, 39. I don't know if he's 40, but he's 38, 39 at least.
Yeah. How old he is. Joe trying to keep his job as long as he can.
Yeah. Because he knows what it's like. Ocho, remember, they came and got him off his couch.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to go back there anytime soon.
Now, what you have to understand is the faster he mentors whoever he needs to be, whether it's Dylan Gabriel, whether it's Shador is one more. Who's the other one?
He turned 40, Ocho. He turned 40 in January.
Hey, the faster he mentors him, the better they're prepared to go and play. Well, Joe Flacco going home. Joe going home. He going back to the couch. I'm sure that's not what he wants. He wants to be in there as long as he can. And for me, I think Joe Flacco needs to start the season, regardless of if there's a quarterback competition or not. Joe needs to play as long as he can until the number 2 or number 12, I'm going to say it like that, until number 12 is ready to go. That's it.
I agree. It's hard for me to see a scenario in which Dylan Gabriel or Shador beats Flacco out and that okay, yeah, this is the direction that we're going in to start the season.
No.
I'm not sure he has a very long leash. I'm not saying they're going to let him go 8-9 games and they only won 1. Pickett might have something to say about that. Like I said, I don't look. They got a lot of First of all, you got a lot of quarterbacks in that room. You bring Flacco back,
Yeah.
who's a 16, 17-year vet. You bring Kenny Pickett in from the Eagles, who's 4 or 5-year vet. And you draft 2 quarterbacks. You're not keeping 4 quarterbacks on your roster unless somebody goes to the practice squad. Well, hell, you might have 2 guys go to the practice squad because most times teams don't have 3 quarterbacks dressed. You normally go into the game with 2 quarterbacks, and you have an emergency quarterback that's normally a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that situation, you just handing the damn ball off. So I don't know. Me personally, Ocho, I don't know what the Browns were thinking in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
I know what they were thinking.
Tell me what you're thinking. What
I
they were
can tell you
thinking.
what they're thinking. We need a security blanket. Our security blanket is Joe Flacco. We
Okay.
seen what Joe could do when Deshaun went down and Joe had to step in. We saw him have a 6-7 game stretch where he played phenomenal. Now, obviously, he wasn't able to do it consistently because we saw what happened when he took a nosedive statistically and they started losing. But hey, let's bring Joe in because he knows the offense. He knows the receivers. Bingo. We're going to see what we can do with Joe until we get these young bulls ready. That's as simple as it gets.
Why bring Kenny Pickett back then?
Well, I don't know. You know, Kenny Pickett. Who's Kenny Pickett gonna beat out? And I mean no disrespect. We've seen a small sample size of what Kenny Pickett is doing when he was with the Steelers. What are we talking about? He's no threat. He's no threat to anybody over there. I mean, let's be realistic.
Well,
And I don't mean that in a
you say
disrespectful
I
way.
disagree.
If he was who he was, he would still be restarted. Excuse me. It's very, very early in Kenny's career. Great dude. I love him. I love him to death. But if you are who you thought you were, who we thought you were, you would still be in Pittsburgh.
True.
That's all. And I mean no disrespect. I'm saying in the best way I can.
But and that's my thing, Ocho. That's what I don't get. I don't know why you bring 2 veterans in. You draft 2 rookies. Obviously, I don't believe Deshaun is going to be able to play. I mean, he seems to think that he might be able to play, or I don't know. I don't see that. But hey, maybe he went to a great orthopedic that repaired it. I don't know if he went to Elatrosh. I don't know if he went to the guy to New York, James Andrews. I don't know. I don't know. Watkins, I don't know who he went to. But it's just hard for me to see Deshaun playing this year when he tore that Achilles and he retore it. Yeah. That goes without saying. Now, Joe Flacco, we know what Joe Flacco is. It's been a long time since Joe has started the season for a team. He's been a backup. Guys don't perform well. He comes in. The question is, with what they have offensively, do you believe Joe can take them to the playoffs? Because right now they start the season, they're behind since me. I would have them behind Cincinnati. I would have them behind Baltimore. Not sure I would have them in front of the Steelers. Now we don't know who the Steelers quarterback is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know who the Steelers quarterback is. That is why I put the Browns in front of them based on Flacco's resume in general. And what we know we can do, he can bypass and steal some games based on experience alone.
I agree.
You got Derek Judy over there, and Njoku is over there. I'm not sure who's at the running back position. I'm not sure who the other receiver on the other side may be. But I think Joe's going to be fine. He's going to be fine until he's not. Until they feel they have to make a change, and the fans will let you know when it's time to make a change.
True. Man, that's a tough situation. That's a very tough situation. Nah. And then every day they posting the quarterback stats. Wednesday, OTA, the 28th, Joe Flacco had 9 completions on 14 attempts, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 64% completion. Dylan Gabriel, he was 11 of 16, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 69%. Shador was 7 of 9, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 78%. And Kenny Pickett was 9 of 16, no touchdowns, no picks, 56%.
Yeah, I take all those stats in practice with a grain of salt.
You
Means
ain't no
nothing.
TA. You ain't got no shoulder pads. Guys can't
No
rush.
shoulder pads. You got shorts on, jersey
Guys
on.
ain't trying to run through no
Yeah,
DBs to break the pass up.
that don't mean nothing. Holla at me. Let me see how you look preseason. When we're playing against somebody that don't know what's coming. When it's live, when the bullets are flying, it's live action. You got pressure coming. You got eyes, you got hands in your face. You got 2.5, maybe 3 seconds. You got people trying to make a team, trying to make a squad, trying to make sure they don't get cut.
Make it off you.
Come on now. Talk to me then. Let me know what the numbers look like then when it actually count.
That shows how far we come, Ocho. This is what they do now. They chart stuff like this.
And it mean absolutely nothing. And I hate some of the pages on Twitter, the routes on air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, look at that beautiful deep ball. What nigga? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Ain't no pressure. Of
None.
course it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course it's a perfect pass. Like,
yeah, but that's where we are, Ocho. Everything get charted. Everything. I mean, they used to look. The teams always charted these stuff. They always kept how many routes you ran, how many times you won, blah blah blah. Defense, did they win? How many routes did he cover? How many passes did he break up? Pick, blah blah blah. How many times did he get beat? The teams have always kept stuff like this. That's how they evaluate it.
yeah.
But we don't normally have publications, Twitter, whatever, whoever, whether it's a YouTube or whomever that charts stuff like this and keep a tally of it.
Means nothing.
No. I mean, you're supposed to get up it on air. You're supposed to catch it on air. You're supposed to complete it on air. It's supposed to look perfect.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to look chaotic. So, look, Shador knows what he's up against. He knows he's not a first 3-round pick. So, there's no assurances that he's going to be on the team. He understands that. I'm sure his dad has told him that. I'm sure his agent has told him. I don't know if it's his dad. I don't know if his agent, who his agent is. But I'm saying, I'm sure they told him, made him aware. There are no guarantees. The Browns probably have made, well, the mere fact where you was drafted lets you know there are no guarantees.
Come on now.
But if Shador is what he believes he is, I don't see the problem. So, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, Kenny Pickett, all fighting for, I believe, 2 spots. 2 spots, and the other guy's gonna probably be practice squad. Practice squad. I mean, you got to find, I mean, like you said, OTAs don't tell me ish. I need to see some preseason. Now, I don't think that probably Joe Flacco probably is going to play in the preseason. So that means Dylan Gabriel, Shador, and Kenny Pickett's going to get all the snaps in preseason.
Yep, all of it. I mean, listen, Flacco might get a series, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
I agree. But these other guys, y'all playing. And playing lots.
A lot.
Despite an uneven start to his career, Jets quarterback Justin Fields believes he's on the cusp of a breakout season. He thinks it's the right team, the right time, and the right scheme. I think I can be great. That's been the goal of my whole life, my whole career. I think the sky's the limit for this team, for this offense, but we have a long way to go. Our offense and defense are new, so guys are really tuned in, locked in, trying to get everything down. But I think once we do, I think the sky's the limit. I mean, we have all the guys we need. We have all the talent, so it's really just going to come down to discipline and execution.
And listen, everybody has all the talent. It always comes down to discipline and execution, but it also comes down to the coaches. It's nothing but a chess match. I always say this all the time when it comes to playing the game of football, understanding your strengths and understanding your players' weaknesses, putting your players in the right places to make the plays, understanding who they're playing against, understanding what their weaknesses are, and putting them in the best position to make plays against said individual players that also get paid millions of dollars. That's what it all comes down to. Having an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator that doesn't have an ego. An ego. Well, this is my system, and I want you to run my system my way, despite whether you can do what I like called will or not. That's what it all. There's so many different variables that come into it. Justin Fields is supposed to feel that way. He's supposed to feel like this is the great system, a great scheme, great whatever it is. But everybody looks good in shorts and shirts. We all do. Now it's a different game when we talk about the Jets. We know what happened when the goddamn lights come on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It's always been a different story. Now, for Justin, for his sake, this is the make or break a year for him. You have a stellar, you have a phenomenal season this year. You get you a nice big payday, boy, which you are deserving of. Now you're getting a fair shot. You're getting another fair shot. Obviously Chicago didn't go so well. Now you have a fresh start. Most of the time, sometimes quarterbacks aren't given a second chance, like you being a fourth. Now you got to make the most of it. Get that ball to number 5. I tell you that. Get that ball to number 5. You're gonna be all right.
He definitely. I agree with you, Ocho. I think this is a year that he's gonna have to. Chicago, he's like, look, man, what he had, offensive coordinator didn't do much. They didn't put him in the right situation. They didn't protect him well enough. X, Y, and Z. Goes to Pittsburgh. I thought he played well. I was surprised when Mike Tomlin made the move and inserted Russ after Russ had missed the games with a calf injury. But, hey, it is what it is. Thought he had some nice talent around him. Pickens, he had some guys that can make plays around him. Freiermuth, they ran the ball okay with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. But now, new coach, what seems to be a competent offensive coordinator, decent offensive line and weapons around him. They've tried to remove the hedge, which is the excuse that you would have if things don't go well.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for the young man. Third team Ocho in 3 years.
Situation matters.
Now, you can't go to 5-10 situation and say, well, that situation wasn't right for me. That situation wasn't right for me. That situation wasn't right for me, Ocho. At some point in time, you got to accept a responsibility.
Hey, you got to look in that mirror, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson said you got to start with the man in the mirror.
Yeah. But listen,
I do believe AG hired a great group of guys, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, surrounded him with the talent. Now it's just time for him to let his God-given ability go out there and take over. Don't overthink it. Prepare, be prepped, be ready to go. Know what you're supposed to go. Know where you're supposed to go with the ball. Go with it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to use your legs. Sometimes people are like, well, I'm gonna show I can throw the ball. Okay. What makes these guys dangerous is their legs. Nobody's not fearing their arm.
No.
I don't want you to run. I don't want you to escape because I know what type of speed you got. I know you can hit your head on the goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
So he's played well. Last 12 starts, he has an 8-4 record, Ocho, 17 passing and rushing touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Like I said, we talked about it last year. I was surprised that they made the change because I thought he played well. Could have won the game in Indy. They lost that game. Fields will make his debut with the Jets September 7th against the Steelers, the team that traded for him last year, then benched him in favor of Russell Wilson after a 4-2 start. Fields offered no insight into the matchup. Oh, that's who we played week 1? Really wasn't a thought. Any extra motivation? No?
No. Just play ball. Just play ball. No motivation needed. Hey, it's the motivation should already be there regardless. I don't care what happened in the past. I don't care what happened in the past, boy.
Look, they wanted him back. But he's like, nah, after the way y'all did me, had I been playing back, had I been 0-6, had I been 2-4, I could understand you going in a different direction. But I was 2 games over 500, and I don't think maybe I'm trying to think. What was that game that Russ and them came back and they won? I would have to look back. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think the Steelers won any games that they probably wouldn't have won if Russ wasn't in there.
Yeah, but you also have to understand, Mike Tomlin gave his word to Russ. Mike Tomlin gave his word to Russ, so he had to stick by his word because I think everyone, including Russell Wilson, would have been looking at Tomlin funny after already voicing who was going to be the starter publicly to everybody. So whenever Russ was healthy,
Things change, situations change, Ocho.
you can't go back on that. Can't go back on that.
Ocho,
As coach, everybody gonna be looking at him funny.
that's all right. Look at me funny. I mean, look, I look at Ocho. I like sweets, but if the doctor told me I got diabetes, I can't be eating no sweets, right? He said, Shannon, you got high blood pressure. I can't be eating no pork. I got to change things. You go 6-0, you 5-1, you 4-2, Ocho. Like, hey, Russ, I understand. I know what I said, but if that's the case, when they lost 4 games at the end of the season, why did they go back to Justin Fields then? Because you did him like that.
Hey, all the man has is his word, huh?
Man, that don't work. That's not working in coaching. You know, you go with the hot man.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Because this is what I look at.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The hand stayed hot now for what? 3-4 games in a row now. The hand stayed hot.
Justin Fields was 4-2, Ocho.
You didn't hear what I just said.
Yeah.
Even when he made the change, the hand still stayed hot.
Yes.
3 or 4 games in a row.
You're right.
And then, towards
but you shouldn't have changed because my hand was hot. You tried to pour water on me to cool my hand off.
Yeah.
I got cool standing on the sideline.
Hey, listen, all I know is Mike Tomlin had to stay and kept promise to his word that he said before the season started, Russ was our starter. So whenever he was healthy, he would get back in the lineup as said starter, like I said before the season started. That's all I know.
That's one thing I can honestly say I liked about Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan said, look here, you might be the starter.
Right.
But if that guy comes in and he's playing better than you, then when you were starting, he's the starter.
Hey, who's the quarterback that was in Denver, right? Had the big old beard. I'm talking about the beard was huge, sticking up out the helmet, like Fitzpatrick. It wasn't Fitzpatrick. But he could sling.
Kyle Orton.
It was Kyle Orton?
Mm-hmm.
He could sling that ball, man. Had the big old lumberjack beard.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was throwing the
Brandon Lloyd.
Brandon Lloyd. Yeah,
that's who had some hands. People talk about everybody else. They be mentioning got hands. People don't realize how good a hands that joker had.
Man, B. Lloyd was catching all acrobatic catches, boy.
Go back. I mean, before the technology and the tactified gloves, he was doing that there was no tack.
Yeah, it was. It sure wasn't. It sure wasn't.
Go back and look at Brandon Lloyd when he was with the Broncos and with the 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
He was B. Lloyd was nice with it. Tyreek Hill spoke with local media for the first time since suggesting a trade request after Miami's season-ending loss to the Jets in January, making himself unavailable in the second half. He walked his comments back this week and publicly apologized for them. It was tough, man. Obviously, emotions were high then, but at the end of the day, I'm just looking to move forward from that, hoping that I can prove myself and prove to my teammates that I'm still one of them ones, man, who's chasing 2K receiving yards. Still one of those ones chasing the playoff dreams and all that great stuff. I've got to prove to myself I got to show up different. The mindset's got to be different. He said he attended church and therapy over the past month, and he says it's helped him reflect on his decision-making, namely why it's been so difficult for him to stay out of the headlines that aren't football related. It's tough. The only thing I'm going to say, man, is money is a crazy thing for a lot of people. I agree. I love what he said, and I said this, Ocho. You can't take yourself out of that game. He got that captaincy on his shirt. That Ocho. That carry a lot of weight.
Yeah. That
carries a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And for him, and they're asking him, "Are you hurt?" If he was hurt, Ocho, I ain't got no problem with it. I don't. Me, I'm gonna try to gut it up as long as I possibly can. And when I can't go, I can't go. But to just take yourself out of the game because you're not catching any passes or the ball's not being thrown to you. Mm-hmm. And some of the stuff that he said, look, and when emotion is high, I get it. When emotion is high, logic is low.
Yeah.
And sometimes we let our emotions get the best of us, and we say things and we do things that we wish we can take back. Um, but I love a man that's reflective. I
Mhm.
love a man that can stand there and say, you know, I was wrong. And I'm going to try to be, I'm not only going to try to be a better football player, but I'm going to try to be a better man. And he's right. Money, boy, look here. Money changes. Not only can money change you, it can change the way people see you, the way they
Yeah.
view you, how they
Mhm.
treat you, how they behave around you.
Yeah.
So I hope he figures out. Because I've always liked Tyreek. Here's a guy, Ocho, that had immense speed, and we know the man's named Cheetah. So we know he can run. But
Oh
Ocho,
yeah.
he taught himself to run routes. He wasn't
Mhm.
just a gadget guy. They run into him some jet sweeps, you know, the punt, kickoff, return, Ocho. They just did. But he all of a sudden he started running the smoke. He can run the speed out, he can run the comeback, he can run the dig, he can run the over, he can run the slant. Now, a guy with that kind of speed that can close that cushion, he turned himself into a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah. He gonna be all right.
Yes. He has to be. He has to be. He needs to be in there. He understands, Ocho. He you want a contract extension. Well, I got to pay you on what I believe you can be moving forward, not on what you've done. I know about that 1,800, 1,900 yard season that you had. Unbelievable. You were sensational. I paid you for that. Made you one of the highest paid receivers in football. You were the highest paid until all these other guys started getting their contract. Now, if I were to extend you or give you a new contract, Ocho, I got to base it on what do I think Tyreek Hill. Am I going to be able to count on Tyreek Hill the next 2-3 years? Because that's what I got to pay. That's what I'm paying him for.
Right.
And you see where the wide receiver money is going, Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that thing it's north of 35. Chase is in the 40s.
Yeah. Listen,
But I
we
love a
all,
man that can look and
we all,
says, you know, hey, it's me.
yeah, he gonna
It's
be all
me.
right. We all get wake up calls. We
We
all
do.
get wake up calls in different forms. Sometimes, sometimes God, they got to shake you real hard to get
Yeah.
your attention. He
No,
shook it.
no, to see, but no, when he shakes you real hard, he wants your undivided attention.
Oh,
Because
wait,
sometimes he'll do something, you just pause like, oh, okay, I heard you.
yeah. Hey, he right. He right. Because there's something some things that can happen that can sit you down real quick.
Yes.
And it hit home. It hit home. He's focused, going to therapy. And the fact that he has to prove himself, the fact that he even feels he has to prove himself is to me, man, boy, you know who you are. We know what you can do. We know why your numbers weren't what they were last year.
Hmm.
But anyway, but having to prove yourself again, if your quarterback can stay upright and healthy, you're
But
gonna
you
be
know
able
what,
to
Ocho? If you
put
think
up
about
another
it,
1,900 yard season.
but think about it, how did the season start? Controversy, and it ended the same way. You
Mm,
see, remember how we say, Ocho, you limp
yeah,
into the season, you limp out of it.
yeah, you're right.
You come in with some bull jive follow you out of it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he learned. He going through a lot. He got a lot of stuff going on off the field. That's not football related. Maybe that was weighing on his mind. Ocho, people don't understand, man. Sometimes, boy, you have stuff going on, and you have to be able to compartmentalize. And
Mhm.
some people compartmentalize better than others.
Mhm.
Some people can stay tunnel focused. When I'm on this football field, the most important thing is this football. Me
Yeah.
catching it, me intercepting it, me sacking the quarterback, or whatever, running the football, whatever the case may be. And then once I'm off this football field, I got to deal with day to day of life,
Yeah.
family, friends, loved ones, kids.
And you know what? That's why I like. That's why I love when I was playing. Obviously, I didn't have many issues off the field until obviously on the back end. But I'm saying during that early time, that first
Hmm.
decade, I ain't had no issues.
You did
But
not.
what I was able to do, if I did have anything lingering, which was very, very, very small, I knew once I walked in that locker room, oh man, that's my safe space. That's my heaven. going to practice, going to meetings. I ain't had to worry about nothing. So life, everything was at ease once I entered that stadium. Once I touched that grass, once I could smell that grass, I was at peace. Now I understood once we got out of meetings and we watched film after practice, okay, now back to reality.
Because
Now
nobody
back
cares. Ocho, they're like, I'm glad it's him, not me. I don't care he got him.
right.
So at the end of the day, a lot of the problems, if they're not family oriented, I mean, your family, they're really the only ones that care. Bro, you playing football, you making $30 million a year. You making X amount of money. I wish I made that kind of money because people think money solves everything.
It don't.
It don't.
It don't.
Because I promise you, there's disappointment, there's heartbreak that even no amount of money can absolve you from. That can shield you from. And so, look, Tyreek is human. And all humans have emotions. Now, it takes different stimuli to trigger emotions. But the right stimulus will elicit sadness, disappointment, joy, heartbreak, just the way we are. We are who we are, even the toughest. So I hope, I really do. Because I thought, I mean, look, I still believe he's a Hall of Famer, but I want to see him bounce back because I think he's one of the most talented receivers that ever played a game. He's special. I'm glad he's not 6 foot tall. Can you imagine him 6 foot tall with that speed, with his mindset, Ocho?
Well, if he was 6 feet tall, he wouldn't be able to do the things he's doing now at the height he is.
Well, hell, look at Randy Moss. God made Randy Moss 6'4" and gave him that speed.
Randy Moss couldn't run routes.
He got 153 touchdowns. He did something. I don't know what he did. He caught a lot of jump balls. He caught a lot of go balls. But no, I mean, Randy wasn't trying to run no speed outs. He wasn't trying to, I mean, he run the hook. He run the smoke route, catch me. With a guy like Randy, put the ball in his hands. All that other stuff, look. Put the ball in his hands. I'm going to make you make a decision. How you going to get him on the ground? Because I got him the ball.
Hey. That man, every time I think about seeing Randy Unc, the DB off. Normally, the DB, 7 yards, 3-step, read the quarterback. After 3-step, get your eyes back on the receiver. Man, Randy, the dude is 7 yards off. Randy take 3 steps. He done closed the cushion and threw his hand up.
Throw his hand up, yeah.
Hey, the DB still in his damn back pedal. Man, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey. And then the fade was coming on the goal line inside the 5. The fade coming.
And there was nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do.
But Tyreek could get it figured out.
Yeah.
He get it figured out. Patrick Mahomes says Travis Kelce doesn't seem like a player on his last ride. If it's his last ride, you would never know. The way he's talking about football, the way he's talking about working, trying to be even better than he was last year, it doesn't seem like a guy that's on his last ride or he's tired of the job. He's in here, he's working. I know his body feels good. I think he feels better than even last year before going into last season, just because he's motivated to have an even better year. Yeah. I think, look, new relationship, Ocho, new relationship. He's out. I'm support my lady. And I think I think he deep down and so he knows he didn't put the time in that he needed to. He didn't put that work in. He's putting that work in now. I guess he looked like his body's changed. He's lost some weight. I mean, you have to realize they're comparing Trav to a younger Trav. They're not comparing him to Laporta and all these other guys. They're comparing to his younger self and what they saw him do. We used to him being the premier tight end in all of football, and no question. Who best Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Now you got other guys. Now you got Laporta said, hey, what about me? You got McBride in Arizona saying, what about me? You got Bowers in Oakland. What about me? I mean, excuse me, Las Vegas. What about me?
Yeah.
Kittle. So you got other guys that's like, hold on, well, it's not a foregone conclusion anymore. Now Travis is like, hey, I want to stay attached to that best tight end conversation. And it'll humble you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to put that work in.
But also, is one thing putting in the work, but also he's gonna need help as well.
Well, I think Rashid Rice being back, you saw Worthy. You see him get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Trav comes back, 85% of what he was, 90% of what he was at his absolute best, you got Hollywood Brown back.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, Ocho.
That's nice offense.
The offensive line. What they gonna look like? Which offensive line gonna look like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they drafted offensive tackle out of Ohio State the first round to be a left tackle.
Left tackle. Yeah.
You got Trey Smith. You got Humphrey. You got one of the best centers in football, one of the best right guards in football. But they were lacking at the other position, and it reared its head in the Super Bowl. It did. But I'm glad Travis is putting that time in, you know. But at this point in time, Ocho, you know, you don't. I mean, sometimes you know, but at the end of the day, you take it 1 year at a time now.
Yeah.
He done got past 10. It's one at a time. It ain't no more. Man, that got me 5 more. I'm taking one at a time. If I get 5, whew, thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
If I get 1, if I get 2, hell, I got 2 more than the original number that I set for myself.
Right. At that point, you just pray you get in the extra years.
Yeah. Because I mean, I wanted 5. I was like, man, if I can get me 1. Once I got the 1, I was like, man, if I get the 5, Ocho, whoo, 5 years. Once I got the 5, I was like, 10 is the goal. I got to get 10. Let me get the 10.
Yeah.
Once I got the 10, okay, let me try to get 11. Let me try to get 12.
I'm trying to steal the year after year.
Yeah. I sure wanted to steal me 1. I don't think I was able to steal 1, but I was going to steal me 1. I don't know if it's going to be 15 or 16, but I was going to steal 1 year. They're like, damn, Sharp sure don't look the same. I'm not. But them checks the same. I'm not. Nope. Sharp can still run, but Sharp just can't get over like he was. Sharp ain't got the wiggle like he was had. Julio Jones says he's not rewatched his Super Bowl 51 loss to the Patriots. I had 4 opportunities the whole game. That's insane. That's ridiculous. 4 targets in the Super Bowl?
Also, Julio got to understand who you're playing. What does Bill Belichick do best? Take away your team's best offensive weapon. That's what he's known for.
Try to do.
That's what he's always has done, regardless to where you line up. Regardless to where you line up, the defensive play call is made based on where you line up. So he gonna boom. Number 1, he taking that out.
Yep.
Taking you out. So I mean, Julio understands that now, and anybody that's going to play against a Bill Belichick defense understands that as well. Hell, when I knew I was playing against the Patriots, I didn't get my hopes up because I already knew what time it was. I already knew who she's going to eat. Whoever the third receiver was, they're going to eat. You just understand that going to those games.
I just didn't get when they got that lead why they wouldn't run the football. But people say, well, you do what you did when you got what got you there. Yeah. But you got to be smart. You got to be smart, Ocho.
Yeah.
And Kyle wasn't smart. And it falls on DQ too because he's the head coach. All right, run it. Hey, don't be afraid to run it here. Just to keep throwing the ball, stopping the clock. Why? They're not getting over that. And plus, rewatching it does not change the outcome.
You probably don't want to relive that.
Hell no.
Want to relive that? Don't want to rehash it. Then you're watching it. You only have 4 targets. I mean, there's really nothing to see. You had a great catch on the sidelines, though. Very phenomenal catch. I'm sure you've seen that replay over and over and over. But losing a game like that, being up 28-3 and still losing, I mean, nobody wants to rehash or relive that.
Because, Ocho, but at that point when Julio made that spectacular catch, they're in field goal range.
Yeah.
Run the ball. Why would you throw it? Why? Run the ball, kick the field goal, walk it off.
Yeah. Hey, why did Russell Wilson not change the play call to goddamn run play and run? I'm betting on Marshawn Lynch. Okay, they stopped him the first time. I'm betting on him
Make him
again.
stop him again.
Make him stop him again. I'm betting. You gonna have to listen. You gonna have to show me.
For sure.
I ain't putting the ball in
And
there.
if I can't get it in, I don't deserve to win the ball game. But if you go back and think about it, Ocho, they emptied the backfield. So Marshawn is not even a threat to run the football.
Yeah.
At least you got to have him back there so he's a threat.
And give them something to think about.
Yes. Yes. Coach Brian Schottenheimer said they are making changes to the cadence. Sounds like there'll be no more. Here we go. There it went.
They changed it. Hey, that was dope, man. But outside of the defense being able to time it, I mean, that would be the only. Oh man.
No.
Here we go. Hey, I think that would be the only issue.
No, just say set hut.
Like
everybody trying to some things you just can't. It's like, you know what, Ocho, everybody's trying to get like a recording contract or a new recording contract singing the national anthem. It's the national anthem. Sing it and sit your ass down. Everybody want to go up there and try to sing, draw it out 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Come on. If you're singing that, for the most part, if you're singing the national anthem, you probably already got a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's a big event, Super Bowl, All-Star game, World Series, and playoffs, yada, yada, yada. Come on now. Everybody try to dress it up, the cadence.
Yeah.
Blue 19 said, hut. Or you go audible. We had Blue 59 Razor. But they doing too much.
Yeah, I couldn't even hit it. I couldn't even hit a damn cadence. I just watched the ball.
Well, I had to hit a cadence because there's sometimes that I was the guy and I had to run the adjust route. I had to run the 7 route.
Right.
So I needed it here. But for the most part, like when I was at tight end. Now, obviously, they changed the play and I already knew I was hot. So I'm seeing what they got joshing around. Okay. Right. They brought 2 to my side. They brought 1 to my side. TD's in. TD's picking them up. They got to bring 2 to make me hot. Hey, they bring something backside. That doesn't impact me.
Right.
But there are sometimes we go into a game that they, hey, if you get, Pete, they might only bring one side, but if they bring the guy backside, just if you see him coming, just turn around. But tell him you give him a look. But Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer says Dak is still in the developmental phase. I think Dak is in the developmental phase, and that sounds crazy for a guy who's played as much, but there are things we're tweaking with Dak. Dak is entering his 10th NFL season.
Okay.
What you think, Ocho?
I'm trying to understand developmental phase. At what point in year 10 is something developmental at this point, especially when it says, wait, it's not the same offense. It's the same offense from last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Nah, I guess he's going to implement his because that was Mike McCarthy's offense.
Okay, if that's the case, then he is in the developmental stage because he's having to learn a new offense, all the new nuances and all the intricacies of that new offense. So I totally understand. That gives me better context. So, that's understandable. That's understandable. I'm excited for Dak, man. I'm excited for Dak. I just hope they ready to use pick the right way. CeeDee Lamb is gonna get his regardless, especially when he plays in the slot. When CeeDee Lamb is in the slot, it creates mismatches regardless to who they're playing. It doesn't matter who they're playing, and we know what Pickett can do on the outside. He can take a short and go hit his head off the goalpost, or he can go deep.
Well, yeah, you gotta. Look, they should be really explosive in the passing game. We're gonna see. Absolutely. Can they protect him? Because you lose. Zach Martin is retired.
Yeah.
The offensive line was kind of shaky last year, Ocho. So let's see how have they shored up that.
Mhm.
The running game, Blue had some really good games. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what the Cowboys are offensively as far as protection. If we
Right.
don't look, you can have all the guys you want, but if you don't protect your quarterback, it ain't gonna do you no good.
At all. At all. That goes for the Cowboys. That goes for my Bengals. That goes for the goddamn Chiefs down
Yeah,
there in Kansas City.
yeah.
And who else? Well, hell, the Eagles don't got nothing to worry about for a long time.
I mean, the Eagles got the best offensive line in football, though.
Yeah, they got the best defensive line in football too.
Yeah, but I'm looking at. I mean, you think about it. Look at the right tackle and the left tackle. You got Lane Johnson and Mailata. You got your center. You replace it with Jason Kelce. You replace Jason Kelce, and that guy, he's a damn near an All-Pro, but he goes to the Pro Bowl. And you look at Dixon,
Mm-hmm.
one of your best guard. I mean, so they good. They set
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future at the offensive line position. Uh, should Dak be embarrassed that Brian Schottenheimer said that he's in the developmental phase?
Absolutely not. Because if you're learning a new offense, it's completely different, and you have to rewire and relearn everything, even though you played the game for 10 years. So saying he's in a developmental stage at this time where they're in OTAs, it's acceptable.
Okay.
It's acceptable because that's what it is. It's a time for you to develop and learn everything that comes with that offense because it's going to be completely different than what you learned before.
ESPN Jeremy Fowler reports that Kyle Pitts would be open to a trade, even though he's not necessarily looking to be moved, and the Falcons aren't aggressively shopping him. So I checked with a source who said that, look, if Atlanta gets the right kind of deal for Kyle Pitts, it could very well could come together. This is not a situation where he's requesting a trade, but if he has a chance to go maybe to a better offense where he's more featured, he's sort of a third or fourth wheel right now in Atlanta. Could this and could be something that he's open to?
I like it. And he wouldn't be a third or fourth wheel if he hadn't gotten hurt. You have to understand, after the ACL, he hasn't been the same Kyle Pitts we saw at Florida. He just hasn't. And if you watch him close, there's a slight limp when he runs. There's a slight limp. You can tell exactly which knee. He tore his ACL. It's unfortunate. As great as he is, he's still very good now that he's recovered somewhat from that injury. I would like to see him in a different offense where he can be featured more.
Well, yeah, I think that's
I mean,
the
where
thing.
where that would be, I'm not sure that's the problem. That's the problem.
I think he'd be great in Kansas City.
Oh, that's nasty. A player like Kyle Pitts of his caliber, before he got injured, if he hadn't got injured, we always talk about Hawkinson and some of
Laporta,
the
McBride, yeah, they
Bowers. Listen, he was eons above everyone I just named. Eons above. The only thing that set him back was that injury.
yeah.
I don't understand how special he is. How many of those dudes I just named can go line up out there at receiver and run
Yeah,
routes?
and a whole lot of them. I mean, hey, they're versatile now, but this guy had move. He had wiggle.
Listen,
Like you said, he could run the route tree, he could run the slant, he could run the out, he could run a comeback, dig, in cuts. So yeah, he was special. But now he's 2 years removed from that ACL.
yeah,
Now he's in his fifth year, isn't he? Or is his fourth year? I think he's in his first year.
it should be 4. I think it's year 4 for Kyle, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna be all right.
What
though,
is
man.
it?
Good. He's
This
such a
is
good
fifth year or fourth year? Because I don't think they picked up his fifth year option.
that's a little motivation right there.
It is.
A little motivation.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is fifth year.
Hey, listen, and I hope Michael Penning Jr. knows they didn't pick up that 5th-year option and throwing the ball every play on purpose. So he have a hell of a year so he can get paid in off season.
Ocho.
What's that?
Falcons undrafted free agent Kobe Bryant, spelled Cobee, Kobe Bryant, went after Lamar Jackson on Snapchat. Take a look at the picture.
Is that Harden?
Yep.
Man, what Buddy doing? I mean,
Great regular season, not so much in the postseason.
that's the rookie did that?
Yeah, undrafted free agent.
But what's up with Buddy?
Yay, don't
I'm just
start me
saying
a
that.
line.
I mean, that might be something personal. Maybe that's something personal we don't know about, huh?
Bro, I don't know. Look, you already know. I only know one Kobe Bryant. Rest his soul.
Yes, sir.
And they spelled it like the steak.
Hmm.
So I don't know this young man, and he might turn out to be a phenomenal player, and I
Right.
hope he does.
Yes, sir.
But it's a little early for you to be talking this kind of noise. Now you need to be Pat Surtain. You need to be J Ram. You need to be
Right.
one of them big dogs, Stingley Jr. Okay, you want to take a shot? Okay, you go get checked. Come on now.
But hold on. He got my attention now. You got Kobe Bryant, huh?
Bro, you ain't gonna be paying no attention. We got bigger fish to be worried about than him.
Hold on. But no, we got bigger fish to. But if you take shots like this, right? You got
Yes.
that boy. So
Yes.
now you got my attention. So I'm trying to see what you like on that field.
Well, hey, I sure hope they play the Ravens so we can find out.
Hold on, what position he play?
Your corner,
Woo,
right?
Woo, he a corner?
Yeah.
Hey, he talking spicy.
This man put James Harden head on Lamar Jackson body with the number and everything.
Okay. Who he play for, huh?
The Falcons.
Okay. The schedule out. Do the Ravens play the Falcons this year?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Do the Falcons play the Ravens?
I'm gonna call my dog. I'm finna call AJ Terrell and ask AJ Terrell if Kobe Bryant really like that. Yeah, I gotta watch some film on young bull.
No.
Normally when you talk like this, or you throw a little shade, that mean you like that.
Man, that's a big old oak tree. There ain't no little shade. Man,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know what he was thinking with this one right here.
I listen. You know what he was thinking.
People try to figure out why he did it. Hell, I don't know. I don't know
either. That's why the first thing I said is maybe this is something personal that we don't know about.
Well, he should go to Lamar.
Because most of the time when you're young like that, coming into the NFL, you always respect your elders, especially the great ones like that.
Yeah. But I've been told you, man, them youngsters ain't have
no respect.
Nah, not like it.
That's why. I guarantee.
I don't. Man, I would have never. I don't know. It's just hard. But go ahead. Look, that's that. Hey, look, we love the First Amendment. He has a right to say whatever he wants to say. Bro, you have to go out there and back that up now.
Oh yeah. So now you put the pressure on yourself now too.
I mean, right now you got an alligator mouth. Now don't have no hummingbird ass.
My goddamn, put my pen and pad at now. Got to use that.
Oh, they play the Ravens. They play the Ravens next year. No, Lamar beat up. Forgot about that. They need to get this thing. They need to get this going now. Hey, they say, hey, Lamar probably say, hey, Harbaugh, y'all put him on the preseason schedule, and I'm playing. L. Jackson, I'm playing.
Hey,
man, Lamar probably. Hey, one of Lamar boys or somebody probably sitting to him and say, hey, dog, what's up with old boy? Yeah, Lamar probably like, huh? Who? Say, man, look what old boy. Look what I sent you.
And one thing about 8, he don't talk. He ain't even finna respond. He ain't finna answer.
No, I know, but I'm saying he probably like what? Who is?
Yeah.
Who is this?
I told you what he's trying to do, huh? Get your name out there. You do something. You ain't got no business. No different than that reporter. That reporter with Kate.
Right. Yeah.
That reporter that just listen. Throw your name out there. Throw the bait. Throw the fish. Everybody gonna bite. Okay. Boom. Now the eyes. Now the camera's on me now.
I guess he was at Kansas last year, Ocho.
Huh?
He was at Kansas. He could play college ball at Kansas last year.
He was nice. He would like that.
I don't know. What did Travis do? Well, I mean, he was undrafted, so I don't know if he has decent speed. I don't know.
Hey, chat, Kobe Bryant like that? Let me know now. Let me know.
Nah, I would need to have a Keeves number. I call Akeem Talib or Chris Harris Jr. and ask them. They went to Kansas. They would know more.
Wait, they Jayhawks?
Yeah.
Wait, how Khalib get out of He ain't go to Texas?
Mm-mm. Key with with the Kansas. So did
Okay.
Chris Harris Jr.
Oh, Chris Harris. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what old boy was thinking about. I don't know what to prompt him because Lamar don't really do no talking. I mean,
No.
I've probably seen Lamar more at like fashion events,
Mm.
chilling, as opposed to seeing him doing anything else. I know. I think I don't know if he still has it. I know he used to have his camp, his football camp.
Right.
But Lamar lays really, really low.
Oh, he crazy low, bro.
So
Crazy.
I don't know what prompted Buddy to do this.
I don't know. I'm telling you, it's something personal. I'm telling you, we just don't know about it because nobody takes
Where
a
he
shot.
from? Is he from Florida?
He from the crib?
I'm asking Ash. Ash is looking for it
Oh,
now. I don't know
oh.
where. I don't know where from. Evergreen, Alabama. I don't think they had no dealings, Ocho.
Nah, listen. I know he must be like that. That's all I know. Anytime you take a shot like that high, you got to be able to back it up with your play.
Yeah.
So I know he got to be that boy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, I don't know about all that, Ocho.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Oh,
Yeah,
look.
I'm paying attention.
I'm not making light of him being an undrafted free agent because all I'm saying, you give me a helmet and shoulder pads, and then I'll show you what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah. Yep.
I look at it like that. So all that other stuff, I don't get caught up where he was this, he was that. Look, I don't know. Chad, I don't know. I wish I knew. Maybe Chad, y'all can chime in the chat and says, well, he said Lamar said something about this, or he been going at Lamar for a minute. I don't know. So I don't want to speculate, get into conjecture or innuendo. All I know is that it seems from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ocho feel, but it seems like from where I'm sitting, he took an unprompted shot at Lamar.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what that means. That means that, hey, James Harden is sensational in the regular season, but come postseason, not so much.
Yeah. Hey. Now you got that target now.
Yeah.
Every time you at 7 yards, every time you impress. Now this is gonna come up. So you know you got you got to come to play, boy.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
got to come to
Well,
play
you have to
now.
play anyway. But look,
Yeah.
because there are a lot of guys in this league that have the utmost respect for Lamar.
Yeah. All of them.
And so when you take a shot at him, they're like, bro, this man don't bother nobody. And a lot of people, there's some that feel like, man, he should have been a 3-time MVP. They robbed him of that. So they, like I said, like I don't know the kid. So I wish him the best. But hey, he talking like that. He might be like that, Ocho.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna find out. I know one thing, I know who he is now. So all I want to see is if the memes and the jokes match up with the play. Because it got to be balanced. It can't be one or the other. It got to make sense.
It absolutely has to make sense.
And especially with a name like Kobe Bryant, even though it's football, you got to represent.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have. Hey. They named him Kobe Bryant, obviously. I mean, there have been a lot. I mean, there are a lot of Kobes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Kobes.
Yeah.
Since that Kobe that burst onto the scene at Lower Meridian in Philly and drafted by the Hornets and traded to the Lakers.
Yeah.
CBS Sports ranked the 12 NFL teams most likely to win their first Super Bowl this season. Number 1 is the Bills. Number 2 are the Lions. Number 3 are the Bengals. Number 4 are the Texans. 5 Chargers. 6 Vikes. 7 Cardinals. 8 Jags. 9 Falcons. 10 Titans. 11 Panthers. 12 Browns. You like the order?
Yeah. I mean, the order is understandable. Simply, I see we're at 4 and they have the Lions in front of us. I think because we start so goddamn slow. We start so slow, and we're climbing towards the end of the season, scrambling, trying to get ourselves out of hole where we haven't even got a chance to consistently be in the talks of being in contention and playoff contention each and every year. Winning the division, and taking care of business early in the season so we don't have anything to worry about. Now, all the teams that were mentioned take care of business every single effing year and are at least in contention and have a chance when it comes to playoffs. Lions, the Bills. Who's the third team I'm missing?
Bills, Lions, Bengals, Texans, Chargers, Vikings.
Oh, we were
Cardinals,
number 3.
Huh?
We were the third team?
Yes.
Okay, we good. But we're third because of what I just said, though. That damn slow start, man. Damn, we got to fix that, man.
Well, y'all didn't fix it soon enough, so I'm going to need that.
Need what?
My daddy records. You don't mind handing that over to me, do you?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Wait, hold on. You say you need your daddy's records, boy. What that mean? I ain't never heard that before. That's some country shit.
My money.
Oh, hey, what you call it? Your daddy's records? That's some.
Yeah, I want my daddy records.
Okay, I like that. That's some nice slang right there, boy.
Can I get that, Ocho?
Hey, you know what? Do me a favor. Do me a favor.
What's that?
You got PayPal, Zelle, Apple Pay, Cash App, Venmo. All you have to do right now, I would let the chat see me. I want the chat to see me send you your money. I'll send it right now if you download.
I'm gonna get. I tell you what. I'm gonna get Shelly. I'm gonna get Shelly's. I think Shelly got PayPal.
Okay, there we go.
Send it to Shelly.
Okay. Finally, there we go. We got somewhere. There we go. Hey.
Boston Sports Talk Radio host and former New England Patriots quarterback Scott Zolak says it's possible that the Pats could release Stefon Diggs before he ever plays it down for the team. Speaking on 98.5 Sports Hub, Zolak said the following about the potential of the Patriots cutting Diggs. I came to this show yesterday with the opinion, not an opinion, but the knowledge that is on the table. That is being thought of, and it's just not the boat. It's just not the boat. There are some other things that I've heard that put some things into question. Are you all in here? Ocho, this is what he said. I came to this show yesterday with the opinion, not an opinion, but the knowledge that it is on the table.
A whole bunch of nothing. That's what I say.
Ocho, but you know when you go to a place like New England, know, Ocho, you know how you got to move. You can't move like you can. I know it's the off season, but you can't move like you were there. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to talk about it. Talk about when you was there.
Hold on. Bill Belichick ain't there no more.
It's the same system.
Bill Belichick.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Mike Vrabel doesn't work with a hard hand the way Bill does. Now we talk about a players coach now. You got Mike in there. It's a different ball game.
Okay.
I'm sure he doesn't run that motherfucker like a military system. Hey, Chad, hey, Unc, I swear for God, my right hand to God, if anybody in the chat has seen the movie Full Metal Jacket, if you've seen the movie Full Metal Jacket, I know you saw Full Metal Jacket, right?
Yes.
Remember the beginning of the movie?
Yes. Yes.
I've never been to the Army, never been to the Navy, never been a Marine. But the way the drill sergeant was in that movie is what it felt like. The structure, the discipline, where everything had to be right. The cursing, it didn't matter who you were. Everybody was expendable. That's how Bill, that's the type of ship Bill ran.
This is what Mike Vrabel said. He wasn't happy with the video either. It's something we're aware of, and obviously we want to make great decisions on and off the field. Yep. Any conversation that I've had with Stefon will remain between him and I and the club. So I'm going to ask you again, Ocho.
Yeah.
If it was no big deal, do you believe the head coach would have said what he said?
Well, didn't have a choice.
Any conversation we may or may not have had will remain.
He had no choice but to say something because everybody made a big deal of the goddamn thing.
If it's no big deal, no. I don't worry about what the fans say. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I run the club how I want to run it.
You have to, because that's the era we're in. We're in the social media era. So if there's a video,
Did Bill Belichick ever respond? Now there were things going on in Tennessee he didn't respond to.
Bill and Mike, they're two completely different coaches.
There are different coaches, but where do you think he learned how to coach? Where do you think you learn from what you're around?
I have a question.
Yes.
Everybody under Bill Belichick that went to be a head coach, how did they do?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
No,
I'm not
nobody's been
saying.
able to do or emulate or
No,
copycat what he's done and been successful.
but here's the thing. You
Yeah.
want to have as few of distractions.
Right.
Teams that have few distractions, those are the teams that normally win. Not saying always, because the Cowboys of the 90s, they were so talented, they had distractions and won regardless. But the question, look here, for Scott Zolak to say what he said this is not an opinion.
Who is Scott Zolak?
He calls play-by-play. He does color for the Patriots.
Okay.
He was there when you was there.
Okay. All right.
He said this is not, he said with the opinion, not an opinion, but the knowledge that it is on the table. Now, why would he have said that if it's not the case?
They say a lot of things. They say a lot of things.
So you think he making this up?
No, I just say I take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who's the best receiver in that wide receiver room right now?
That ain't how they do it in New England. It's the Patriot way.
It ain't. You don't even have the players to have the Patriot way anymore. You can't move. Number 12 is gone.
Ray Lewis is not there. Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed are not in Baltimore. You play like a Raven.
You have
The standard
Lamar
is the
Jackson.
standard.
It's different. You have a Lamar Jackson.
The standard.
There is no Tom Brady in
Lamar
there.
Jackson did not fit the culture in Baltimore. I don't care how great Lamar is. Lamar Jackson did not fit the culture for what's in Baltimore. That was long established way before Lamar Jackson set foot in Baltimore.
Wait, I'm talking about from a skill set. Drake May and Lamar Jackson.
I'm talking about the culture in which you do things. Ocho, the military, first of all, it's not people that go to the military. It's been established. The military run regardless of who's there. You set the standard. Right. You do things a certain way. Mm-hmm. I don't really know Stefon Diggs. I know he's a phenomenal receiver. I know he's coming off an injury. And I do believe he can help the Patriots.
Yeah. He's the best receiver there. What do you mean? Believe.
Ocho.
On one leg.
Ocho. Was he the best receiver in Buffalo?
Yeah.
And they let him go. He was one of the best receivers in Houston. And they let him go.
Yes. But Nico Collins was that boy. Nico Collins damn near top 5. But go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Was Tyreek Hill the best receiver in Kansas City?
Hell yeah.
Was Randy Moss the best receiver in Minnesota, in Oakland, in New England? Was T.O. the best receiver in San Francisco? Was he the best receiver in Philly? Was he the best receiver in Dallas?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Okay.
I see you going.
Okay. So,
but also everybody doesn't have to move like a goddamn robot. It's the off season. He's on the boat.
Okay.
No, everybody don't want to fucking live like that.
Okay.
That's fucking boring.
Ocho.
He's on the boat having fun with women.
Ocho. You killing the messenger.
No. Wait, stay with me. You talk. Listen to me. Stay with me real quick. When you played, you operate in a different manner. Stay with me. I love you to death. You operate in a different manner. Yeah. Coach for New England, they have a certain way to do things. Everybody's not living life born like a fucking robot. Everybody can operate that way.
But here's the thing.
He did nothing wrong. He's on a boat. That's it.
Ocho.
Then they talk about he knows he's being filmed. So whatever he's passing out is not what people are saying it is. I'm sure he told Vrabel that. It was harmless.
Ocho, all I'm saying is that, in certain situations, you have to move accordingly. Yes, I understand that in the off season, that should be my free time.
Right.
But you just have to, you have to move a certain way.
I got you.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you. But listen, listen, we're in a different time. We're in a different time. Players are a little different. Unc, you ain't go nowhere. You know my cheap ass ain't go nowhere. I've been in Miami all my life. I've been on the boat one time in 2000, and I threw up. I ain't been on the boat since.
Right.
So I mean, I'm just looking at it from a different landscape. Not defending Stefon Diggs at all. I'm just looking at it from a different standpoint of, but damn, these boys can't even live their life. Cameras everywhere. You really can't do nothing. You can't go nowhere. I mean,
But you know it was like that in New England, Ocho. Because guess who's still there? Mr. Kraft.
oh
You
yeah,
think he's on board? You think he's on board with this? You know how he is.
yeah. But listen, they had 1 year, right?
Yes.
They gave they fired what's his name after come on, what's his name? Huh? Gerard
Gerard
Mayo.
Mayo.
Gerard Mayo. They gave him 1 year, fired him. So now Vrabel's there. We want to turn things around fast as possible. Get all the pieces around a quarterback in Drake May,
Yep.
who played very well last year, and they want him to make another leap this year. Giving them all the right pieces and players that make his job easier.
Yep.
Stefon Diggs is one of those players that makes his job easier in that wide receiver room. Veteran presence, very good receiver, one of the better route runners of the league, despite ACL injury. Hell, he one of the better route runners of the league, but one motherfucking leg. Excuse me for cursing. But I understand what happened. Steph probably won't have this issue again. Probably won't be on these boats again. Probably won't be around cameras again. But he still will. It's the same life he's always lived. This has always been him. I'm sure. I know him personally, and just what we saw isn't what it was.
Man.
I believe that.
I just think the thing is that you have to understand where, like, okay, maybe they allowed you to do that in Buffalo, allowed you to do that in Houston, but when you go to New England,
right,
they operate on a different set of rules. They do. They really do. Because Mr. Kraft, he likes as little distraction as possible. Even though Coach Belichick, the Patriot, I guarantee you, they still got a sign up to say even Coach Belichick is gone.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady is gone. They probably still got a thing up that says the Patriot way. Just like the Ravens have up, play like a Raven.
Yeah, absolutely.
That culture was established a long time ago. And the thing is that what helped Baltimore is, as you mentioned, Lamar came in and he bought into that culture. Play to a standard. I'm playing. All that other stuff don't even matter.
Yeah.
I play to the culture. I play like a Raven. The Ray Lewises and the Rod Woodsons and the Terrell Suggs and the Ed Reed, myself when I was there, there's a standard in which you play to. And it helps when you don't have a Ray Lewis and all those guys there, but you still have a Lamar.
Right.
And so Lamar's job is make sure the guys that hopefully he has another decade that he treads like, look, guys, I'm not going to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a tradition here. And your job is to uphold that. So, yeah, it's just a different time now, Ocho. It's different.
Yeah, you're right.
It is really, really different.
Yeah, and it's so funny. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But we talk about, you know what? I ain't gonna do it because we talk about the Patriots, and you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
Brad Holmes, he's the general manager of the Lions, right? Takes reporters to task over past criticism. Let's take a listen to what he had to say, Ocho.
When you look back at those picks, and those picks were not welcome by many in this room. Dave, you wanted us to pick a quarterback. You didn't want us to pick Penei Sewell. People didn't want us to wait till the fourth round to draft a wide receiver. But every single move was intentional. I think y'all would expect me to be accountable when I'm up here. When things don't go right, you would expect me to be accountable. When you heard so much negativity about our draft, and then when I said, look, wait till they start playing football, it'll be appreciative. When they started playing football and people started giving them credit, the negativity kind of just, everybody forgot about it. I give probably two people credit in this room that said, you know what, I was wrong.
I like that. I like that. I like the fact that he can sit up there and actually do that and let the media know that you guys don't know the game like I do. I know what I'm doing when I'm in that war room. I've studied. You guys y'all might be a part of the media. You might be analysts. You might understand the game, but you don't know it as well as I do. That's why I'm in the position I'm in now. Picking and choosing what our team needs, what our needs are, what players best fit our system. And he hasn't missed yet.
Yo, Made the
Yeah,
trade for
I want
Jared
to know
Goff
what effing reporter complained about Penei Sewell getting drafted.
because they wanted him to take Chase.
Oh, okay. Ooh, understandable. But listen, you didn't miss with Jamison Williamson and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, it
Jameer
ain't a
Gibbs.
Brown winner, but you still got some dogs.
You got Brian Branch.
Woohoo! You got Jameer Gibbs and David
Don't you
Montgomery.
got Arnold there?
Terry Arnold. Yeah, he
Yeah,
nice. He nice.
you got him.
Hey, we get my dog to stop holding and use his feet a little bit more.
You
and
got
keep his eyes
Hutchinson.
back there, he's gonna be all right.
You got Hutchinson.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. When guys miss, you could have had this guy, you could have had that guy. They're
Right.
quick to write that in the paper. We'll write that in the paper, how good Brad Holmes has been with his draft selection.
And he hasn't missed. Hey, I have a question. Was he there when they drafted? Is it not Arnett? There's another DB that I really like from Ohio State that I think he got drafted to.
Oh, you talk about
Hey, I really liked him in college.
what's the guy's name? He went to Atlanta. He was I know who you're talking about.
Okudah, Jeff Okudah. No,
Jeff Okudah.
Hey, I like the young bull. Where's Jeff Okudah now?
Damn,
Anybody
I know.
Anybody in the chat know where Jeff is now? I really like. Hey, I really like.
I think he only like his third or 14.
Nah, it's only like year 3 or 4 for him.
Okay.
Hey, I like him, man. Hey, that goddamn Brian Branch.
What team is he on now? Because he got traded. I think they traded him. Yeah. But where's he?
A free agent.
Yeah. He got drafted to Detroit, though. He got drafted to Detroit. He was in Atlanta. He was in Houston. Now he's on Minnesota. I said he's on his third or fourth team now.
Okay. Damn. I wonder why. I don't understand. Yeah,
I don't know what you was talking about. Like, yeah, he's not there. No, he's on his third or fourth team.
I know he's not there. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm saying, but I knew he was on his third or fourth team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like
Ocho. OBJ said he never wanted to leave the Giants. I never ever wanted to leave New York Giants. The reason you heard me talking about what I was going on was because I was pissed because where I come from in college, if we lost one game, our season was over. This was the organization I got drafted to. They believed in me. So if the Giants went and won the Super Bowl, I would be happy. But deep down inside, I wanted to be the one. No question. So it's definitely you'll always hold that. But then someone like me went, the Rams won the Super Bowl, but still, you just want that. Odell has bounced around between 5 teams since joining the NFL in 2014.
Yeah. Man, Odell, man.
You don't realize, Ocho,
Yeah.
you and I both, I played on 2 teams.
Yeah.
You played on 2 teams.
Yeah.
You don't realize how good you got it. Everybody always thinks it's better somewhere else. And I'm gonna have so many more catches, and I'm gonna have so many more yards, and I'm gonna have so many more touchdowns.
Yeah.
And everything that you need is right where you are.
Mm-hmm. You know what? But he was in a situation where he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave. He was perfect. He was perfect in New York.
Well, you have to, Ocho. You can't say I don't want to leave this job and I conduct myself in a manner which they're going to get rid of me, Ocho. Damn.
Yeah, you're right. I'm listen. Don't scream at me.
But I'm saying he said he didn't want to leave. But do you? I mean, Odell could have conducted himself in a way, and they wouldn't have. He backed him in a corner.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, unbelievable.
He was Odell's first 4 years was as electrifying as you're gonna see any receiver.
Yeah.
You go back and look at his numbers. You look at the amount of yards, the amount of touchdowns, the highlight plays. He was sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, box office, baby.
And he was tailor-made for that because of his personality. He's
in
New York.
Perfect.
Why would bro? He could have been Michael Strahan. He could have been G. He had New York eating out the palm of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's the perfect scenario. But you know, it's funny. I think if for Odell, if I think he's able to reflect and look back on it now,
Mm-hmm.
he would probably change the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not the way he acted not on the field. I'm talking about on the field. Maybe some of the stuff on the sideline, maybe some of the stuff behind
Yes.
the scenes that we
Yes.
didn't. I think he'll change some of that. But
Yeah, for sure.
what he did on the field, oh my goodness.
No, he was special. He was special.
I told you, listen, I said it not too long ago. I remember we had some shows a while ago. I say, well, he might have been the first $200 million receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before they even got to the money they're getting to now. That's how special in box office he was. Well, that's what he was trending towards.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
That's what I mean. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, he gonna kick himself because he knows he never should have left the Giants. He knows it. I mean, what he wasted 2 years in Cleveland, year in Baltimore, year in Miami. Yeah. The Rams was a great pickup from him. He had a quarterback to get him the ball. He had an offensive coordinator that knew how to get him the ball. He had Cooper Kupp that was playing phenomenal. So when they double Kupp, he's working one-on-one. You remember the game he had against Tampa because they were trying to double Cooper Kupp. He goes for 100. Cooper Kupp still get his 100. He was playing well in the championship game against the 49ers, played well in the Super Bowl, had caught the first touchdown, tore his knee up. That's the second time he had torn that knee up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he broke his ankle. I think he broke his ankle. There's only so much twitch you got in your body. Only so much twitch you got, Ocho. There's only so much you got. He was phenomenal. I mean, his hands, his route running, he played a lot bigger than his stature.
Absolutely. Hey,
his run after the catch.
I was just getting ready. Hey, what is it about every goddamn LSU and Alabama receiver? They are phenomenal with the ball in their hands. Phenomenal. Jettas, Chase, Bryant Thomas Jr., Julio Jones, Jerry Jeudy,
Malik Neighbors.
Man.
Because each one teach one. They go back and they teach. Julio, and you got Calvin Ridley, and you got Amari Cooper, and you got Waddle, and you got Devontae, and you got Judy.
Yeah. It's one thing to be able to run routes, but then they got the other half.
All of them can run. Roddy White says Kyle Shanahan told him he'd rather throw the ball to Jacob Tamme than Roddy with the game on the line. Shanahan told Roddy he wasn't a top 4 option on the 2015 team.
Man, Shanahan lying like crazy, man. We talk about Roddy White, boy. Not just anybody, right? We talk about Roddy White that wore 84. Huh? As an Atlanta legend to me, a player I used to watch. You talk about Roddy. Stop playing.
Damn, Julio had.
He said that for real?
I don't know. That's what Roddy White said. Hell, I wasn't there.
Hey, Roddy
White, Julio had 203 targets. He had 136 catches, 1,871 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jacob Tamme had 81 targets, 59 catches, 657 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Freeman, he had 97 targets, 73 catches, 578 yards, 3 touchdowns. Roddy White had 70 targets, 43 catches, 506 yards, 11.8 yards per catch, 1 touchdown.
Well, what was this, his last year or something?
I think it was his last year in Atlanta.
Oh, well, that I would see why the numbers look like that. Yeah, I see what I look. I see what I look like that.
I know something about Kyle. I've known him since he was a kid.
Yeah,
played for his dad. He has a lot of dad. He got a guy like Julio was his guy.
Yeah.
Hope Julio gets a blow because that's when the ball gonna come your way. Oh, he gonna feed. Oh, his number 1 receiver gonna get fat.
He's gonna feed him, huh?
That's the way the West Coast system works.
Right. Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Look at Jerry. Look at T.O. in that system. Look at my brother in that system.
Hey, look at Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown year. Look at drafting Puka Nacua. Okay, boom, same thing.
Yep. Go back and look at Green Bay when it was Antonio Freeman and all those guys. That West, hey,
Green Bay still run West Coast, but It's by committee now.
Yes,
Ain't no
yes.
telling who gonna have a goddamn day.
Well, that's what Jacoby. That's what Jacob said. We need a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You need one guy that you can throw the ball to,
Right.
and he gonna go get it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you asked me, I don't know.